Ready?
All right,
Ready?
let's do that.
Come on, bro. Give me that, bro. Come on. Yes, let's
Cheers.
go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yo. Yo, what's up, guys? Jerry's here. Welcome to another episode of Jerry's Sparks Podcast. And today, let's go retro, shall we?
Yeah.
Retro, right?
Retro.
This aligns
As
to
long
my
as possible.
Exactly. This aligns to my new microphone, as you can see. Retro, So I was thinking of a new topic. I want to relate to being retro. So I thought about, what if we talk about, retro cameras, retro lenses, which is my friend right in front of me is an expert, for analog film cameras and lenses. Gwen, what's up, bro? What's up, man? Gwen
All
of
good.
UAE Vintage Photo.
All right.
How are you, bro? How's everything?
I'm good. Good. What about you?
Yeah, man. I'm really happy you found your wallet. He lost his wallet a few days ago, so he canceled our original recording date. But I'm happy you got it back.
It was it was a close call, but I got it back.
Close call, bro. Have you remember when was the last time we met?
Did we see each other at exposure?
Oh, I can't remember. I was like thinking when, but I remember you approached me during exposure. Not this year, last year I think.
I don't remember if you came to our stand at exposure this year.
Oh, I did.
If you don't remember, then probably
I did. No, this year I did, but you weren't there, I think, or you're busy. I think both you and Shaji are busy. But last year, I remember you approached me, and then you talk about you showed me your products, and I was like, "Whoo!" I was like,
and I saw you at the Museum of the Future once. You were shooting with a model.
Oh yes, Gaja. Okay, now
you remember.
Now I remember. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, now I remember. See,
you're the famous one, not me.
Oh come on, man, come on. See, I just see so many people like left and right, and online, So I'm losing track. I didn't even notice that you texted me years back. I was like, I feel so ashamed.
No worries.
Yeah. So guys, as I've said, we are going to talk about retro cameras and lenses, which Gwen is an expert. Gwen, before that, bro, Can you introduce yourself? Just tell the followers who you are, your experiences, your background. So the floor is yours. Go for it, man.
Okay, cool. So Gwen is the easiest way to call me. My full name is Gwen Ael. It's too complicated.
Okay, so
Gwen is fine for everybody.
Okay, yeah.
I'm French, and I've been in the UAE for more than 20 years now.
No
25 years almost.
Oh,
I don't count anymore.
Bro. Okay, longer than me. I'm here for 19 years.
Hey, not bad. Not bad.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I was working in supply chain up to COVID basically.
Supply chain.
So warehousing, logistics.
Got it.
Yeah, all these kind of things. Good job. I worked in the construction industry, oil and gas. Good career, but everything comes to an end. COVID came, things getting a bit more complicated. Getting a job for 6 months, and then again no job and this and that. And in the meantime, I was always into photography. I mean, my parents used to love photography.
Okay.
They used to take photos of us when we were kids. I was also I loved also photography, and earlier days I used to sell some lenses on Dubizzle.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So originally I started getting in this industry because I have an A7R3 Sony camera, and I wanted to use some lenses a bit different for me for taking photos in a different way.
Different look.
Yeah,
right?
different look.
Okay. Yeah.
So I started getting some lenses for myself. I had some friends who were asking, "Hey, where did you get this? Where did you get that?" And then I started importing them, and then I started doing a side hustle out of it.
Oh, okay. So
probably 10 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. So you talk about importing, because I've been to Europe once in Germany, and I saw on the casual streets Lots
Yeah.
of film cameras, film lenses. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's more common in Europe, right? This old.
Yeah, you
old
can
film
find
cameras.
them on. I mean,
Yeah.
you'll have people who have lenses or cameras that are staying in their
Got it.
attic and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's true.
So they don't think that there's gonna be a value or that there's gonna be a
Yeah, so
a
that
market.
became your side hustle.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it started like this, and I started to have a good collection of lenses. When COVID hit, then I thought I need to do something. I need to find something else because my current jobs are not working.
Okay, got it.
And I said, let's import a whole bunch of not lenses but cameras and see if it works. See if I can, sell them here. So I started getting some film cameras. I had some friends who helped me, and then I got some on eBay here and there.
Ooh,
And they sold quickly.
really?
And then I thought, okay, then I have to continue in this direction. So this is how I transformed, let's say, something that was already something I liked. Getting involved in lenses, cameras, film,
true.
and then it became little by little a full-time job. So now it's a full-time job.
Yeah, and you never look back, right?
No.
right?
Now
Yeah, exactly.
now I stopped searching for anything in the
Exactly.
supply chain industry.
See, if you're doing something that you love or that you like,
Yeah.
you will never look back to
Yeah.
wherever you came from. Like when I started my company, because back in the day I was just using doing photography as a hobby, photography just a hobby.
Yeah.
But then when I decided to go for it full time, have my company, I was like it's one of the best feelings in the world, like doing something that you love,
Yes.
right? So
Doing something that you love and it's your own. I mean, it's double-sided.
Of course.
If you screw up, then you screw up big time.
I mean, there's a lot of entrepreneurs would relate to that,
Yeah.
So there's just challenges, but
Yeah.
it's all worth it.
It's a different type of challenge.
Oh yeah.
It's not the pressure from outside. It's
Yeah.
pressure from yourself.
It's true. Yeah. And
Because if you work for a company, then they will push you. They will, they will force you here to do this and that.
Got
And if you have your own business, you need to push yourself.
it's all on you.
It's all on you.
It's all on you. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I love the story. I love I love hearing these kind of stories, like living their passion,
Yeah.
living their hobbies, so which you did a great job, man. You're amazing, and then I can see your business, growing. You're going to different events and stuff, So
Yeah.
So okay, can we now go to the interesting part? Can we dive into
Yes.
different toys, as you
Yes.
right? For us, these toys, right? So okay, so we're starting with lenses, right?
Yeah, I thought it would be interesting to start with lenses, not because I started in this way, but because it's probably the easiest way to start getting into what you would call the film look, like the
Exactly.
vintage look.
And also, film relates to more photographers, because when you talk about just cameras, now you're limiting your crowd to whoever
Yes.
using that camera, right?
Yes.
But lenses,
You-
yeah,
This is so this is one of a very interesting point that you mentioned.
yeah,
You can adapt these lenses to basically any mirrorless camera.
yeah. Wow,
Now-
mirrorless, not just DSLR,
So-
even mirrorless.
Actually, DSLR is more difficult.
No way.
Yeah. And quick technical point.
Okay.
It has to do with the flange distance. Each lens has to be at a certain distance from the sensor.
Yeah. Mhm.
And DSLRs, because they have a mirror,
Deeper. They have a deeper
yes.
flange distance. Okay.
So it's difficult to put an adapter in between to use on the DSLR.
You mean because they,
Whereas when it is used on the mirrorless, you have space for an adapter to have the correct distance to the sensor.
so you mean on DSLR it will have more depth, right? It will extend more from the sensor to the lens when you put a
Yes.
adapter.
So
Okay,
yes.
got it.
So you will end up like with a lens that touches the sensor or touches
Got
not
it,
the
got
sensor but touches the mirror on the DSLR.
Sure.
So usually you can't, or you can, but very tricky, adapt these lenses on DSLRs.
Okay.
But on mirrorless, it's super easy.
Ooh.
And I brought, to give you an example of what an adapter looks like. I mean, those who listen to us will not see it. But
Wait, do you have something for Canon? Is it for Canon?
so this is for Sony.
Oh, okay. I thought I could try it with my with the camera.
Yeah. No, I just took one
sure.
by chance.
Okay.
But so
Yeah.
these are all metal, and the thickness or the length, you can call it, depends on basically the camera that you use, because again, it has to be at a certain distance from from the sensor.
Okay, so you mean with this you could
So
adapt?
you put this side on your lens,
Okay.
and you put that side on your camera.
Okay.
And this one is for Nikon lenses to Sony cameras.
Oh.
So
wow.
I mean, I have probably 100 different references because
For different cameras.
Yeah, because
wow.
you need to consider the original mount of the lens, and you need to consider the mount of the camera.
Yeah.
So all the combinations are possible or not,
Wow.
and all are different.
So you could mix and match, like, this camera brand, this camera brand of lens,
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So if I
Okay.
have a Sony camera and I want to use Nikon lenses, I want to use Canon lenses, I want to use Olympus lenses, I want to use some older lenses that don't exist anymore, I can do that. I need one adapter, and then I can swap them.
Interesting. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not complicated. It's not expensive also compared to buying a camera, and then after that you have to buy the films and everything.
Got it.
The advantage of using this kind of lenses is that they all have a different look. So they will give you an image with a different look.
Got it.
And I brought here a few because I wanted to. These have a backstory.
Okay.
These lenses, they have a backstory.
Yeah.
I thought it would be interesting to give some kind of explanation. Background.
Okay. Go for it. Okay.
This is probably the most common vintage lens that you can find. It's Russian. It's called a Helios.
Helios. Oh, I've heard this a lot.
So
I've heard this a lot. Helios. Oh, yeah. Wow. So Helios is the brand.
Yeah, Helios was the brand of a company called KMZ who used to produce these lenses in Russia.
Got it. And what's this focal length?
So it's a 58 millimeter f2.
58 f2.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. There's so many numbers.
I think it's even in the front.
Yeah, front. Yes. Yeah.
The front ring.
This is the focusing distance.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay. Now I get it. Okay. Oh wow. Helios. I've seen so many samples of this. Like, I think this is the one that shows the corners are kind of like rounded or something.
Yeah. Swirly bokeh, we call it.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
swirly bokeh. Yes. Oh my
Yes.
God.
So the Helios was basically a copy of a lens from Zeiss by Otar. What the Russians were doing at the time, I mean USSR, they were copying lots of designs from the West, especially from Zeiss, and and this is the most produced lens ever. They sold millions of it.
Really?
Because it's 50 millimeter or
Yeah.
58, it's a portrait lens.
Yeah.
It's super.
Wait, when you say most produced lens ever, like you're talking about ever, like until today.
Yeah.
No way. Oh my God.
So they started producing them in the 50s, and this copy here is from 1988.
1988.
So still in the late 80s or early 90s, they were still producing them.
Still fairly new. Like, yeah.
This one is in very good condition.
Yeah.
It looks pretty neat, pretty clean. But if you look at the older ones, some of them are in
Yeah, but
in
some
really
photographers,
bad condition.
some photographers are looking for that,
Yes.
right? They're looking for that vintage, look.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And so this lens, if you use it for daily portraits, it's quite nice. It's not the sharpest, but it's good. And you will not notice this swirly bokeh. But if you use it against a busy background, like especially against trees or bushes, foliage,
Got it.
then you will find this swirl that comes
Yeah.
around the
So beautiful.
around the lens.
I saw a lot of YouTube videos with this lens.
This is
It's so
really
beautiful.
nice.
And then the thing is, photographers are not really buying film lenses for sharpness.
No,
Right? It's about the look again. That's what you said.
usually if it's a bit soft, it's nicer.
Yeah, it's nicer.
Yeah.
Like film is not sharp, guys. It's not sharp.
Yeah.
It's the look. You know,
Yeah.
it's soft. You know, so film look. you
Even
know?
for video, I mean, it's not only for photography. You can use this for video. It's really nice, and you can mod it also with gears and everything. So it's pretty nice.
You know, I wonder why digital lenses lost these characteristics of lenses. I wonder why. You know, really, right?
I don't know. I think is the technical aspects that
You think so?
I think these companies that are producing lenses now they are into technical specifications. You know, they want the sharpest, they want the fastest,
perfection. Okay.
they want the perfection, and so they lose character.
Oh, so you think brands back in the day, when they're producing these lenses, you mean that their technical limitations made this lens look special, look different?
So you'll see that the coatings are different. I mean, they are not as good. So maybe there's some chromatic aberrations. There's some, crazy flares on this. And now this is what people like because, especially for video, if you shoot with and there's some really nice flares going in all directions, it can be nice. It can give a different.
So they did not intend to look at this way.
No, that's a very good point. They didn't intend it, but it was produced in this way because that was the technical limitations at the time, and getting the correct elements, in the correct sequence, and having calculations done for knowing what kind of result you will get. They didn't have computers at the time to think. How many? I mean, now you have lenses with 10, 15 glass elements.
Yes,
I mean
a lot. Yeah.
At the time, you had like 3 or 4, and that was already so complicated to think what you're gonna get out of this.
Exactly. Wow. Interesting. And still, like they managed to make it this size, like small size.
Yes.
Handy, compact. Yeah.
And so this is usually anybody who starts looking into film photography, or let's say film lenses, this is one of the first choices.
Yeah, I've heard so much of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the viewers want to know about the pricing, they could just go to your website or send you a message, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
UAEVintagePhoto.com.
Got it.
On the Instagram as well.
Cool.
And this is one of the cheap ones. So this is $599.
Wow. And how much is the adapter?
Adapters go for $120.
Oh, wow. Now I'm thinking. The other for Canon. Okay, let's talk after this episode. Okay, got it. Okay, so next one.
This is the. Can we see it? Sorry, I'm not looking at that.
Yeah. Wow.
So this is the same. It's a Helios as well. But like on steroids.
On steroids.
So I mean, so it's. Sorry, it's not a Helios. It's a Biotar, but it's what created the Helios also. So this
same
is
brand. Same brand. You said.
So this is a Zeiss Biotar 75 1.5. You remember what I was telling you that the Helios lenses started by copying the Zeiss designs. So there was a Zeiss design for a 58mm f2. Which was copied, and then there was a Zeiss design for a 75 1.5, which is this one, which was then copied for a Helios 85mm.
Got it. So you're saying that Zeiss is far more superior.
They were they were well advanced, and I mean, can you imagine this lens is from 1950 something, 52, I think.
That version.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And it's an f1.5 lens.
1.5.
At the time, that was the fastest lens.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
75mm f1.5 even today.
It's still
for
fast.
making exactly.
Yeah.
For making portraits, it's really amazing.
True. Yeah.
And as I say, it's a bit of the this one on steroids because it has the same swirl.
Oh yeah, corners. Okay.
But because it's a 75 millimeter, you will see the swirl even more.
Oh yeah, because it's
The
depth. The depth is
yes,
more
because
depth.
the bokeh will be bigger. You know, the bokeh bubbles will be bigger.
Okay.
So you see it. And this one you see it almost all the time.
Okay, got it.
And you shoot this. I shot this. I shot with this lens quite a bit. You shoot this in a park with like trees behind, or with water or something. You will see the swirl. It's crazy.
Yeah. So if you love bokeh, like these are the lenses.
These are lenses for bokeh.
Yeah. I'm worried about since all of them are manual lenses, right?
Yeah.
So of course you need to practice manual focusing, which a lot of
Yes.
photographers these days struggle.
Yes.
Because back in the day, even though I grew up during DSLR era, but we still have to manual focus from time to time because sometimes you need the skill. But right now the camera these days are amazing. Like they could track the eyeballs and everything.
Yeah.
So a lot of photographers lost that art, that skill. So having this kind of lenses, I think it would bring back those kind of skills.
Yes.
That we lost. Yeah.
Yeah, because all these lenses will be manual focus and there's no EXIF data.
Okay.
Because
you mean
the adapters
file.
don't have any electronics.
Okay, so it doesn't transfer any information to the camera. Okay.
But there's a couple of companies who produce electronic adapters, which basically move the lens a little bit back and forth, and give you autofocus with limitations. So you have to adjust the focus more or less first, and then the adapter will do the accurate focus.
Okay.
It works. It depends on lenses. It works better with some lenses than others.
Yeah.
But that can be a way.
Yeah. True.
But I think it takes out a bit of the
experience.
Yeah.
But still, why would you buy film lenses for autofocusing, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. Yeah. Right? Okay, yeah. I mean, see, one thing I noticed from all these lenses are the construction, how they've been constructed.
This is metal. This is heavy.
Bro, I think I could throw this on the wall full strength and it will still work for sure.
The Russian version of this is around 1 kg and it's double the size. It's massive. So better use this.
Exactly. And also, the thing is, I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that back in the day, they produced most of film cameras for war, for outdoor activities.
Yes.
So of course they had to make this build like a tank, basically.
Yes. Yeah. It's good that you mentioned this. This is a Nikon 10. I brought the wrong one.
It's okay.
I wanted to bring the 105 f2.5.
Okay.
They look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why
they
look exactly the same. The 105 I think is a little bit longer, but it's these used to be professional lenses, and the 105 f2.5 was very famous because I'm sure you've seen that picture, the Afghan girl.
Yes, Steve McCurry.
Steve McCurry, yeah. So he was using one of those 105 2.5 for taking that shot.
Really, it's good that you know this history, man. Like you know the details, which lenses they used, which camera.
Yeah. But it makes it interesting as well when you shoot with these lenses because there's a backstory.
Yeah,
you know that they've been used either by famous photographers or they have a history. You can think about what kind of purpose this lens was built for,
Got it.
how it was intended, how many millions of people maybe have used them before,
True. So and which camera Steve McCurry used to shoot the Afghan girl?
I think it was FM2 or FE2. I don't remember. FM2 I think, from Nikon.
Wow. I think I have a similar lens, but I think it's a 50M. But almost similar.
They look very similar, all of them. Yeah.
Wow. Nikkor
lens. The good thing with Nikon lenses is that you can still use them on Nikon DSLRs.
And just adapt it
Yeah.
right away. There's no.
That's the only company. Like if you have a Canon lens from the old days, they change the mount. You
Yes,
can't.
they change the
You
mount.
can't use.
Interesting.
So Nikon, you can still
Wait,
use.
even mirrorless, you can still adapt this directly. I think
Yeah.
They change the mount.
The mirrorless you can. But I mean, for DSLRs, if you have a Canon
Oh,
DSLR,
DSLRs, okay, yeah.
if you have a Canon DSLR
They change the
and you
mount.
want to use these ones, you cannot.
Yeah, because they change the sizes of the mounts.
Yeah,
okay.
and it's a nightmare.
Yeah, I've heard that's why Canon film stuff they're not.
That's an example I'll tell you later.
Okay, go for it. Okay, cool, man.
So yeah, this is a nice lens as well.
Wow.
Another example, like all these lenses, they have specificities. You know, they have like special character. So this one is again a Zeiss. It's a Carl Zeiss Flectogon. It's very small. I don't know if we can see it very closely. It's a 35mm f2.4. That's one of my favorite lenses
Why?
because it has a very nice, soft, creamy bokeh. I mean, more than it's an f2.4. You think, okay, if I want creamy bokeh, I'm gonna look at maybe f1.8, f1.4, f1.2. No, this gives you a nicer bokeh than anything in f1.8 at the time. It's or even at 1.4. It's soft, but not bad soft. It has a character. It's really, really nice.
Wait, what is this for? Because this is for focusing, right? So what is this for?
That's the aperture ring.
Ah, okay. I understand. I'm forgetting that.
Yeah,
film
everything
lenses
was
have, aperture ring, you know?
everything was manual.
Got it. And what is this? There's a.
Yeah, I think that was a connection for the cameras. If you wanted to, it's not used anymore. So
I can adjust.
No, yeah, you can change it. It doesn't make any difference now.
Oh, see guys.
Yeah.
I thought this is like automatic and manual.
Yeah,
it's AM. No.
Yes, automatic and manual, but I think it was for locking the aperture into the cameras, but it doesn't make any difference now.
Ooh, yeah.
So that's a nice lens as well. And in the name, there's part of the history because it's a Carl Zeiss Jena.
Carl Zeiss.
Carl Zeiss Jena.
Okay, Jena.
Zeiss has been an optics company for forever, and Jena was the name of one of the factories of Zeiss, and I think it was the one in East Germany. And after the World War II, when Germany got separated into two, then they started naming them with the name of the factory. So Jena was the name of the city where the lenses were produced.
Wow. History, guys. History. We're not just learning film lenses or film stuff, but history.
Film history.
Exactly, film history. All right.
Two quick ones. This is also one of my favorite lenses. This is a Minolta 50mm f1.2. 1.2.
Wow.
So that's the good thing with these lenses. You can shoot with very fast lenses, and they are so small.
How
and
come?
This one is has an adapter at the back already. So the lens is actually very short.
Because see, these days, if you grab any 1.2 lens, they're massive.
Yeah.
Like my 50 1.2, it's like, I don't know, it's like double the size.
Well, I think there's a lot of electronics because it makes them bigger because of the electronics as well.
Autofocus,
maybe the
elements.
What you call it, the for not moving the
stabilization.
Stabilization.
Yeah. And also the flange distance also affects, right?
Yes.
Because the shorter distance, the lens had to.
One thing I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
All these lenses are full frame.
Oh yes, back in the day, there's no
there was only
just
full frame.
for the beginner photographers, back in the day, there's no crop sensor. Okay,
there's no crop.
No, it's just film. It's just that's film.
Yeah.
So when they transformed to or moved to digital, because when they started digital, it was a struggle, to to
It was
emulate. It's
yes,
expensive
it was
to
expensive
emulate the full frame size because again the sensor is digital sensor. They're very expensive.
Yeah.
So back in the day, they just cannot do it. They cannot just go full frame. So that they had to start with crop sensor.
Yeah.
Right, and then eventually, so they release full frame. So that's why even after digital, like for so many decades, like film photographers are still using film cameras because it's just digital took a long time to catch up, with
Yeah.
film. So yeah, interesting. Wow.
And this one, why I like it, look at the blades.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how we can see the blades, but yeah.
Gonna
Oh
be-
yeah.
Yeah,
Here.
you can see it.
There
Yeah.
you go. There you go.
So it's hexagonal.
Hexagonal.
So if you shoot wide open at f1.2, of course you get a normal, very soft and nice bokeh. If you shoot at, like, for example, f2,
yeah.
then you get hexagonal bokeh.
Oh, is
So some people like it, some people don't.
Yeah.
But
okay.
it's interesting. It's like a double character almost.
True. Yeah.
You will have the bokeh will actually look hexagonal.
Is it the same when people using a cardboard to shape
Yes.
different,
Yes.
then cut it, put it on the lens?
Yes, you
Same-
can
same
load it
thing.
in
Oh,
this
wow.
way. Yeah.
Wow, it's hexagonal. So
Yeah.
these ones are more circular, right?
Yes, these ones will be like swirly even.
Surely, okay, got
Yeah.
it. So why so? Why did they? Is it intentional that they put hexagonal or again limitations?
I'm not sure because the blades. I mean, they could make lenses with more blades if they wanted.
Yeah, or maybe because it is 1.2, it's more expensive. It's going to be more expensive to put,
Yeah, I don't.
Could
Not
be, right?
not necessarily. I mean, I know lenses. For example, some of the old Russian lenses that have like more than 15 blades.
Okay.
15, I think 18 blades even.
Wow.
So then,
Okay.
I suppose the more blades you have, then the softer, more round bokeh you will have, which
Got
is
it.
quite nice. But not sure why they kept it to 6 on this one.
Yeah, and there's some photographers that they actually look for how many blades the lenses have
Yes.
inside. They're very
Yes.
specific.
You
how
can
many
be
blades.
you can be very geeky if you want about this.
Wow, like you. Okay.
I used to make comparisons between all the 51.4 and 51.2 that I had.
Really?
I used to shoot them on the wall and see which one was the
Oh,
softest.
really? No way.
Yeah.
You still
No.
have those? You still have those samples? Yeah.
No,
Okay,
I
okay.
know. I think I lost most of it in a Lightroom catalog that disappeared.
Exactly. Imagine like for me, I've shot so many pictures. I can't. I don't even look like. Probably I shot more than 10 million pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So we got the last lens. Oh, this is the biggest.
This
yeah.
this one is bigger because it's modded.
Modded.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, interesting. Modded.
So I mean, if you shoot video,
Okay.
you probably want some gears
Yes,
Yeah.
for focusing.
for focusing. Yeah. So
Focus
that's
pull.
a
Focus
so-
pulling. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a Canon FD.
FD. Ooh, Canon.
So FD was the older mount before EF.
Ooh.
So the Canon film cameras
FD.
are using Canon FD mount.
Was that their first mount ever, FD or
Yeah,
there's-
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So FD, EF,
I think they call it FL in the beginning, but the FL and FD is basically the same.
but it's just the same. Okay.
Yeah. So and so these lenses were used for like few decades, and the SSC versions are quite famous now because of the rendering, which is very close to the Canon cinema lenses, so the K35s, and so if you want to shoot video, the FDs, Canon FDs, are quite famous for shooting video. Some of them are more complicated to adapt. I was telling you cannot use on the EF mount. So if you have a camera with an EF mount, then you need to change the back here.
Got it. So you're saying this lens is comparable to Canon cinema lenses? these
Yes,
days? In terms
the
of
rendering,
what?
the rendering,
Okay.
yeah, the rendering is very close. So this is why they are quite famous for that. But you see, if you look closely, you will see that the back element is actually outside of the lens.
Yeah, true. Yes. See this round thing, because usually the back elements usually are
Yeah,
flange a
yeah,
little bit inside.
recessed.
Mm.
So this one actually we've changed the lens from Canon from the original FD mount to EF mount. So this one has been modded. The back of the lens has been changed from FD to EF, and the aperture is declicked.
Okay, why don't they just use
because
adapter?
Because of the flange distance, then it would touch the mirror. So for Canon FDs, it's very difficult. It needs to be changed.
Got it.
There's a few companies who are providing this kind of adapters, and we work with a company in Canada called C-Mod, and they manufacture these adapters. And I have a technician who's working with me, who's doing all this modding.
Oh,
because it's complicated.
Oh, got it.
I wouldn't do this myself.
Okay. I thought it's just just unscrewed and pick.
Yeah, no. This is like you need to readjust the infinity focus.
Got it.
Once you do this, and they look, and this 20mm f2.8 used to be the fastest 2.8 fastest 20mm lens at the time. This one was released, I think, in 1990 or something like that.
Yeah,
I think I wrote it. No, sorry, sorry, 1973.
1973. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So this is pretty. All these lenses, they have different character. They have different story. And when you shoot film, I think, or when you want to get into this industry and into this vibe, it's nice to have. This is what you want. You want film because you want a story. You want to tell a story. You want to have a feeling, a feel that you don't have with the mirrorless cameras or with the current
digital
cameras. Yeah,
it's true. Again, it's something that it became like a lost art in photography. Like these lenses have characteristics.
Yeah.
Right now, if I will look at my lenses, like they almost look similar, just different compression and
Yeah.
And also they vary with colors, but still the look and the feel is not there.
Yeah.
That's why I also go back to using my 51.4 EF. Because although it's not as old as this, but still it gives a certain character compared to the new 50 millimeters.
Yeah.
So guys, if you're into digital and you want to explore, just have some different vibe, to your photos or videos. Just explore these lenses. And again, you will find all these lenses at your website.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for these lenses, send a DM. Gwen is very helpful. He has a lot of knowledge. So he's going to guide you.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Are you selling also this lens cap? I like it. It looks. Wow. Is this? Did you make this or is this?
No. These. I mean, C-Mod, the company that I work with, C-Mod, they do customized lens caps.
Oh my God! I mean, how
so
many?
they have so many different styles. You can even do your own style if you want.
How many times I mistakenly pulled out a wrong lens because they look exactly the same.
And these are nice because you can have them in like 3D and the
wow,
everything is. So I choose the colors to match the company colors.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. Ooh, also you. Okay, so I thought they just sold it last.
You can customize them if you want.
Customize the colors. Oh, interesting. Okay, so thank you for sharing these lenses, and I believe this is going to be a very informative episode, especially for photographers like me, because I'll be honest, I don't have any kind of background with film. Like I used to, I had the Nikon EM, I think, back in the day, but I didn't really had this kind of deep knowledge with film. I never even experienced darkroom or So I never even experienced it. So it's a good things to explore if you want to have some different vibe in your photography.
I used to be in the darkroom with my dad.
Oh really?
When I was
how was it? Can you just give us a what's it called this an insight of how darkroom feels like?
How it works, I wouldn't be able to tell you now because
how it feels like,
It's like a cave, but a nice cave.
It's like a huge oven, you know. Yeah. You're going to inside the huge oven. Yeah.
We had a basement in our house in France, and my dad had arranged a special room, which he had sealed, and he was doing all his film development there. So he was very careful, very organized.
Wow.
He had the chemicals on one table. You have to have the tray and everything in different.
What was your job with your father? What were you doing inside the?
So I was happy to be there because I could see first. I think there was this thing with my dad. Like you can see him doing something that you're proud of. You're happy to see your dad doing something special that you don't particularly understand or completely understand.
Yeah.
It's a bit like magic.
Okay.
And then you get at the end a result. You pull out the photo and it's like, oh wow, yes, we did it. It worked.
Yeah, the thing is, again, it's a lost art. It's a lost feeling for digital photographers. Like we never had this like experience because we could shoot for God knows how many. It depends on how much memory do you have. So we lost this kind of feeling, man.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's good that you share this experience. So are we good with lenses?
Yes.
Okay, now let's jump to the cameras. Okay, let's go for it. Okay. All right. So guys, now we have these amazing looking cameras, film cameras right in front of me, and Gwen is going to give us insights about these cameras. Gwen, go for it.
This is a Rolleiflex. Rolleiflex used to be like the Rolls Royce of TLR.
Bro, I want to touch this, bro.
So
I want to touch this, man.
So what is a TLR? A twin lens reflex.
Yes.
Okay. Twin lens reflex because there's twin lenses. There's two lenses. At that time, there was no mirrors in the cameras. So you needed one lens to view your subject.
Okay.
And one lens to take a photo. So
wait. I'm lost. So there's no mirror with this camera.
There's no mirror reflecting the lens to the viewfinder.
Viewfinder. Where's the viewfinder?
So there is. It's here.
Okay. So
this one is connected to the viewfinder.
Okay.
And this lens is taking the photo.
Oh, so you're not.
And
looking
they are
at
the same.
Okay.
No, they are the same. They are the same.
Okay.
They are the same aperture, same focal length.
Okay.
So it's basically two lenses,
Yeah.
which are copies of. Which are exactly the same.
Yeah.
But one is used to view.
Yeah. One is used.
And one is used to take the photo.
So you're saying there's a subtle difference with the framing when you're taking pictures.
Yeah. Not even.
Not exactly the same.
No, but it's okay. It doesn't make too much difference.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Oh my God, man.
And this is a very confusing camera when you use it the first time because you have to look from the top.
Like this?
And just you can do it normally. You don't need to.
I can see anything.
If you look into bright light, you will see.
There's bright light. Oh, now I can see. Okay. Yeah. So this is the viewfinder, and
then you used to shoot from the top.
From like this, right?
This is This is the oldest camera I have at the moment. It's from 1958.
1958. And this is, I believe,
so you rewind
the film.
You rewind the film. The film is placed at the back under.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And you can see it's very basic. There is nothing really inside the camera except the lens.
Bro, this looks like beyond 35 millimeter. It feels like larger.
It's 120 millimeter, so it's medium format.
Wow, medium format.
Yeah.
Ooh. And how many shots you usually get for this?
This one is 6x6. I don't remember how many shots. I think maybe 18 with a film. With a roll, you probably get 18 shots, I think.
And until today, you can still get this kind of films.
Yeah.
And do you also sell these films? Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So talking about films, sometimes people ask, I want to buy a vintage camera. I want to get into film. I want something with a film look.
Yeah.
And there are so many different types of films, and they are all a little bit different. They will give you a different rendering.
Got it.
So think about it like filters on your digital camera. Okay, if you have a filter that will give you like a more purple color or more greenish color, more orange or yellow.
Got it.
Films do the same.
Got it. Got it.
So the idea is when you start, you choose your camera and then you choose your film.
Based on what look you want to go for.
Yeah.
Got
But
it.
it's difficult to get also information on how exactly the rendering will be. So you can try with one film and then see, okay, this time I'm gonna get a Kodak Gold, which is like one of the most common ones, let's say. And then next time I'll go for a Portra, or I'll go for, I don't know, Cinestill or something else, another brand, and see what kind of look you get.
Wow, there's so many film brands.
Yes.
So many.
Yeah, and so I think when you want to get into film photography, it can be as complicated or as simple as you want. You know, there are cameras that are fully automatic, that have autofocus, that have modes like aperture priority, shutter priority, full auto, and there are cameras that are fully manual.
Sure. Yeah.
So it doesn't need to be complicated. You can start with a simple point and shoot and have it do everything for you. It's autofocus, it has a flash. You can zoom in and out.
This was my generation, bro.
Yeah.
I grew up with this, bro.
This is the oldest one, I think. I mean, the more recent one.
Yeah, I grew up with this, like, those disposable cameras. Like whenever we go to field trip in school, man, my mom always gives me these cameras with 36 films shot, right? 36,
Yes.
And we do stupid stuff with those films. And now I'm regretting, like I should have do something,
kept them.
or kept them, or I should have shot something more meaningful.
Yeah.
Because again, when you're a kid, you're just taking pictures anywhere. Yeah. So wow, and I mean, still looks new, bro. It still looks new, and it's gold.
It's gold.
Yeah. It looks luxurious. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Wow. Is this modified or is just
no? That's the original one. Yeah.
Oh.
These ones are very are very good. I mean, as long as they work. When they fail, then usually these kind of cameras, the more electronics there is, the more complicated it be. I mean, the more let's say tricky it becomes because it's more difficult to fix.
Yeah, and this becoming trend on TikTok. Like a lot of Gen Z are buying these cameras because of the look.
Yeah.
The feel. Yeah. Amazing.
So we jumped from the old one to the newer one, but
yeah.
So this is, let's say, this may not be the easiest one to start with if you want to get into film photography, because everything is manual and the dials are a bit flimsy. They are old, You get the maximum shutter speed of, I think, 1/500th of a second only.
That's it. Yeah.
So it's like in bright light here in Dubai, a bit tricky as well. But it has a light meter. Incredibly, it still has.
How that works, man? How that even works, bro? Really?
Yeah. These ones are a selenium light meter. So there's some cells here that are capturing the.
But I mean, bro, it looks badass, bro.
I know.
Like, seriously, if you
and especially in this gray color, they look really, really good.
Yeah, if you want to take a portrait of you, like just posing for a profile picture, man.
Yes.
I would rather have this than this camera.
Yeah, as a.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I've seen a lot of like historical pictures captured with this camera.
Yeah,
and I've heard what the biggest advantage of this is it doesn't show to your subject that you're taking their pictures. Sometimes they're even hiding it. Like they could just hold it like this, and they could see the shot from this angle, basically. Like compared to this, like it's right on their faces.
Yeah.
Right. So that's one of the advantage of this camera.
Talking about shooting from the top,
yeah,
I'll show you the second camera
that
I wanted to introduce. This is a Nikon F3.
Okay, F3.
So this used to be the professional camera from Nikon. Launched. Let me take you along. 1980.
1980.
Yeah. And why I said shooting from the top?
Oh.
You can remove the viewfinder.
Oh my god.
And this has become a trend on Insta.
Wow.
There's two cameras that can do this. There's the Nikon F3 and the Canon F1. And
crazy.
look at it.
Crazy.
So
it's heavy, man.
yeah, it's quite heavy.
Oh.
So this one is aperture priority. As you see, it's well built. It used to be the professional camera.
So when you say professional camera, is it something that's used by journalists?
Yes.
Sports photographers?
Yes. There are different viewfinders here. So like we removed one, but they had different types of viewfinders. They had like what they call a sports viewfinder that was like a chimney. There was another one that goes like a I don't know, L shape or
interesting.
Yeah, so they also the mirrors could be changed.
Why?
To have different frame lines mentioned on it.
Okay.
So there was a grip also that you could add at the bottom, battery grip. I think the original one, this one shoots maybe 3 frames per second.
Wow. You know what,
and,
bro?
And so with a battery grip, you can go to maybe 4 or 5.
I wish camera brands these days could bring back these kind of features, like just being able to
like
remove
this,
the viewfinder and just make something that you could view from the top or from different angle. I think that would be amazing to have these days. Yeah.
So this is why it's become
trend.
So trendy.
Wow. It looks sexy. It looks badass.
Yeah, this one looks really nice.
And
this became famous. That red Nikon sign as well. Okay. You'll find it on all the Nikon cameras.
Yeah, and the thing is, I love the corners. All of them have this beautiful corners because right now cameras are very rounded. Right, so film cameras have this look of so many corners in their cameras, so which I think Sony is kind of implementing, and Fujifilm.
Yes.
Right, so wow, incredible.
But Fujifilm has been very successful in this because of this trend as well.
They never
because
lost.
the way the camera look.
Yeah.
They keep it like with a silver,
exactly.
Silver accents on it.
I've heard the saying that Fujifilm is a photographer's camera because it doesn't matter what brand you use. Like a lot of photographers, it doesn't matter what brands they use. A lot of them, they still have Fujifilm.
Yes.
Because of the feel, because of the look, right? So interesting.
And they still produce films as well. The actual films.
Releasing brand new.
Yeah, I think this one is
interesting. Okay. So
yeah.
So if you wanna go
Fujicolor.
So if you wanna go film these days, and you could just go for Fujifilm, and it's a safe.
So Fujifilms here are not very popular, not very easy to find.
Here in the
UAE.
Okay.
Yeah. The biggest company by far for producing films is Kodak.
Until now?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they run a business. Okay.
Kodak Gold, Kodak Portrait, whatever. They are still the biggest, but they are not able to supply enough. So sometimes it's a bit difficult to find the films. We manage somehow. But there are also other companies, so like Fuji, for example, they're still producing films. A couple of smaller companies, Lomography, Cinestill. So all these companies will give you different films.
Okay. Wow.
This is a good camera for beginners. Yeah.
Why?
I like this because this one is aperture priority. easy to shoot. So it's like a semi-automatic camera. So it's an Olympus OM10.
Oh.
And it's very simple to use. You don't have to think about adjusting your shutter speed, and you should adjust your aperture. So your aperture, you adjust the aperture on the lens. And then of course it controls your light and it controls your depth of field. So if you want to shoot portraits, it's a great way to start, without spending too much money and without having things that are too complicated.
Looks beautiful, man.
It looks a bit like the current Fuji films.
Yeah.
We were talking about Fuji.
I mean, just look at
Or
this.
even the current Olympus cameras.
Look at this. I mean, this is something that you would wear for fashion.
Yeah.
Right? You know? I mean, it became a fashion statement.
And it's
these
small.
days.
It's small and light compared to this.
Yeah. And the fact that this has lens on it, you know, and it still feels lighter compared to this, right?
Yeah.
Wow. And you say this is aperture priority camera? Okay.
And there's a small dial that you can change here if you want to shoot manual. Yeah, on this.
Manual meaning full manual?
Full manual.
Oh. So this, what is this? Shutter speed?
Yeah.
Shutter speed. Okay. This.
And here you have the ISO.
Where? Here? But ISO is from the
film,
right? So you will see the ISO from.
So for anybody who starts film photography, the ISO is fixed from the film.
Yes.
But you need to indicate to the camera which ISO you're using.
Oh, I thought it would
because
show up.
Cameras are very dumb. They don't know.
I thought it would show up like when you attach that film, it would like numbers like showing from the film itself. No.
No.
Oh, so you have to manually.
So you see this? There is a small. I mean, you can.
Yeah, from here, yes, you can see. Okay.
And look at this camera. It has a small.
Oh, that's why you put the.
So you put the. So you know which film is inside. Otherwise, you forget.
Bro, if you forget to set your ISO, you're cooked, bro.
Yes, you're cooked if you. So you put the film inside. You're super happy. You know, you just started film photography. You managed to put your film inside. You struggled a little bit. You're thinking, is it gonna work or not? And then you forget to change your ISO on the top, and then everything is overexposed or underexposed. Is
there any way to find out which ISO you are when you forgot about it? There's nothing.
No, I mean you will see that the settings will be a bit different, you know. Yeah. But you can't really figure out.
I can't imagine. Gone. See, the thing is, a lot of photographers back in the day, they don't just use one camera, bro. They have different cameras with different focal lengths because again, there's no zoom lens, so they had to bring different cameras, and also so they have different ISO value.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's the critical thing. If you forget to set your ISO, again, you're cooked. You know. Wow. I mean, those are struggles, bro.
Yeah.
God.
But that's why when you start film photography, you can start with something very easy or something very complicated. It's up to you. You know? So if you shoot with a fully automatic camera, these they don't even look like film cameras.
This look digital. No?
It looks like a digital camera.
Yeah.
It's a film camera. It has a film back.
Interesting. But it's like...
This is from the 90s.
Yeah, I think this is the starting point when they tried to make the cameras look different.
Yeah.
Right?
So this is a film camera that looks like a digital camera.
I mean, this looks exactly digital.
It has an autofocus lens.
Oh.
So this, and it has mode dials, so different modes, different camera modes. So you can shoot manual focus, you can shoot autofocus, you can shoot aperture priority, shutter priority. I think there's a mode for portrait. There's a mode for I don't know. I mean,
this is the famous Nifty 50.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So you're saying that this could adapt EF lenses, any EF lenses?
The old ones only.
Old ones meaning?
Yeah, the EF. I think they changed from EF to EFS or something. I don't remember. So I think only the old ones. You can't use a current.
But this lens, can it work with my DSLR camera?
Good question. You're asking me a trick question now.
Yeah, probably. If they did the same mount, it should work. Yeah, but wow, interesting. See, I can see the pattern because I've been shooting Canon for I don't know 15 years, and I can see the pattern of the design from this to the current ones. Like it. I mean,
it looks like a small DSLR.
Bro,
just a small SLR.
I mean, just remove remove the logo. Like I will know that this is Canon. Just even you remove the logo. Like there's the pattern. I can see the pattern. Ooh, interesting. Even their dials, bro, is very very similar. Even this, see.
It's weird how little things have changed.
Yeah, true. And even the dial. I mean, this rotating dial, it's almost the same as
this one. 1 second, let me check my check sheet. This is from late 1990s, maybe 99 or 2000. So in 25 years, it hasn't changed much.
Yeah, exactly. When was the transition from film to digital? Which era?
I think around that time, just a little bit later, no?
Later than
is it early 2000s?
Early 2000s? Yeah, early 2000s, late 90s. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wow, that looks sweet. But
so if you want something which gives you a bit of flexibility and is not too complicated, you don't have to go for changing lots of dials and you can go for something like this. You can go for a small point and shoot.
Yeah,
they are practical. So this is the kind of camera that I would suggest for somebody who wants to start without having to work out. To work out too hard for their photos.
Yeah. But for me, if I will start photography, I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't go for this.
No,
I would go for it
has to look good.
It has to look film, bro.
This is the easiest step. This is step number 2.
Okay.
Where you have to then the camera takes care of half of the settings. This is aperture priority.
Yeah.
Okay. This is also step number 2. But if you have a bit more money and you want something more sturdy,
okay.
And this is like there would be a step number 3. There are some manual cameras that are like fully manual, where you have to control your aperture, your shutter speed.
Okay.
And I didn't bring any with me today, but that's next step as well.
Sure.
And most of them will have a light meter, so anyways, you can still have an idea of the settings. And then this is like the last step. Once you've played with the 35mm film and let's say something that is easy ergonomically, then you can go for something a bit weird ergonomically like this one, And
there's one camera hiding.
There's one hiding. Because you were asking me if I shoot film, and I don't shoot much film, but when I do, I tend to be a bit lazy. So I shoot with something like this. Usually, I like this camera. So this is a Nikon 35 Ti. It's, let's say, a premium point and shoot.
That's what I want to say. That let me just. So these cameras are the type of cameras that you will see on a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Like someone with the current tie that will be using. Like again, it's luxurious.
Yes.
Looks corporate. You know? So yeah.
And there was a few, of course, competitors that launched some other models as well. You have the Contax T2, Leica Semilux. How they call it? The Leica Minilux. Minilux, I think. Lots of like premium looking cameras. This is a fixed lens, 35mm.
35mm.
And that's why it's called the 35 Ti. Program mode, so it shoots everything by itself, or aperture priority.
Oh.
And this camera, look at this, the top dials. This is why I like it. It looks so good.
Oh my!
So when you're in aperture priority and you change the aperture, you see the dial changing.
Yeah, I can see it.
So this is like nostalgic vibe,
True, and this
it's like a clock.
Yes, and
it looks like a clock,
and you can literally hide it inside your pocket.
Yeah,
like just
Easy to use.
Easy to use. Is there film inside?
No.
What do you
Yeah,
call
there's a
this
battery.
camera? Is there any specific name for this camera?
No, these are premium
No?
point and shoots.
Just point and shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the corners, guys. Look how beautiful this is. And as you said, this alone, this alone looks like a James Bond
Yeah.
kind of tool. I don't even know how what are this. And if you have a blurry eyes, bro, it will be you have a hard time.
Yeah,
looking
the
at this.
aperture setting is mentioned on the one. And I think the other
Oh,
side.
AF. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then P is the exposure.
Yes.
No.
No, is it-
Aperture. Top, because I can see 2.8, 4, 5.6 aperture.
Yes, that's the aperture.
So this on the left side is the distance. Okay, the distance.
Correct.
Okay, focus distance. At the bottom, that's the exposure. Exposure metering. It's almost the same exact thing as like today. Like I'm not sure if you can see, but there's at
Yeah,
the bottom.
instead of having a digital dial, you have the.
This exact
yeah.
same thing you would see on camera these days.
Yeah.
This metering. Oh, and the up part. Oh, let me guess. There's 10, 20, 30. Oh, what is this, bro? There's letter E. There's LT. What is that above? Oh, bro.
I also don't use that dial on the top.
Yeah, right. What
That's
is
the
that?
time.
What do you think, sir?
Yeah, I think there's a timer.
Timer.
I can see the timer here.
Okay, got it.
And why is that? Yeah.
Wait, bro, is this called rangefinder? Rangefinder camera.
Yes,
Okay, rangefinder. Yeah, because
you shoot from that.
from this side.
Yeah.
Okay, rangefinder. Got it. Okay, so it's not just a regular point and shoot. It's a rangefinder camera.
And the advantage is that you have a flash and everything. so-
Is there a rangefinder with different focal length? So or only just 35?
Yeah, you can change lenses. I mean, on some rangefinders, you can change
You can
lenses
change.
and you can have different focal lengths. But then on rangefinders, usually what they do is that in the viewfinder here, you will have different markings for the different focal length. Otherwise, you don't know what. You don't know what the because there's no connection between the lens and the
Got it.
and the viewfinder. So you will not know which portion of the viewfinder you're gonna be shooting. So there will be some small lines that are mentioned. To the okay, it's 40 millimeter, 90 millimeter, 50 millimeter,
Got
whatever.
it. Wow. So you said this is your go-to camera when going out, right?
Yeah. Because it's
Yeah.
small. It's
I mean,
it's for lazy people like me.
I mean, see personally.
You can do this. You can use this as well. Yeah.
See, I mean, personally, if I would go for film, I would go for this kind of style. Like, I love the color, the tone. I mean, the two-tone color. It's really more like a vintage look.
Yeah.
Or this, like this looks badass.
But I wouldn't recommend this to start.
For starting, right?
Yeah.
Like when you say
Too
starting,
complicated.
someone who doesn't know anything about photography.
Yeah.
Okay, but how about me? Like someone that has knowledge with photography.
Even the dials are not very practical.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, but there's complications with older cameras. It has a light meter, but is the light meter really accurate? Maybe not.
Okay.
So then you would have to meter separately. The dials are very small, so not very easy to use. This is good for shooting when you have your time. When you have the time to do it, you don't go in the street and shoot immediately on the street with
Back
this.
in the day, a lot of street photographers.
Yes, they used to, but there was nothing else.
And also they became really good at it, right?
Yeah.
And photography back in the day is like, man, it's like, I don't know, like having a knowledge with a race car, because everything is manual, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I say you don't shoot in the street. You do shoot in the street. You can shoot can shoot in the street with this, but you have to take your time. You have to go through the process of taking a photo.
Okay, bro. Can we talk about some hot takes? I have some hot take questions for you.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think will there be any point in time in this generation that film would eventually die?
No,
Like
I
they
don't
would
think.
eventually disappear.
Not. I don't see it. I don't see it dying in the next 10, 20 years.
Even more, I think, right?
Yeah,
Because
probably
people
even more.
that loves film,
Yeah.
they would keep this.
It's a bit like print. It's a bit like books.
Mhm.
When everything became digital, and
Mm-hmm.
you can get your books online,
Yeah.
your digital books. People were saying, "Oh, but then
True.
we're not gonna
Yeah.
read books, or it's not gonna be printed anymore."
Yeah.
It's still being printed.
Exactly.
Same with vinyls.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
It's so true.
CDs. Okay, CDs more or less disappeared, but vinyls are still there.
Again, there's a certain sound with these vinyls,
Yes.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
vinyls are for the music industry is really like film for the
Photography.
photography industry.
Yeah, I mean, and there's also the future generations, like they always look back to the past.
Yes.
Like for us, even for me, like I also there's some point in my time that I tried to do film, because again I'm curious, So I think it's a recycling trend,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean it's good to hear, but I wish is there companies that producing film cameras, still producing film cameras?
There are some. There are some.
Which one?
So Pentax has released a new.
Mm,
I think it's called a
really?
Q17. I think something like
Okay.
that. Yeah, they released a film camera, half frame.
Half frame,
Yeah.
meaning.
So meaning that it uses only half of the film for every for uses half of the film size.
Yeah.
So you can shoot, instead of 36, you can shoot 72
Got
photos
it.
with one
Yeah.
film, with one roll.
Wow, interesting.
And there's a couple of other companies, Rolei.
Rolling.
The Rolei. Now the name is being used by other companies, but they have a film camera as well.
Yeah, I know someone, Filipino. He has this, this old cameras that like a box type with, the one that explodes, the one that you had to go inside a black cloth, and then
Oh yes, yes.
yeah. I think that same cameras used by Ansel Adams back in the day.
Yeah.
So do you had those this camera back in the day?
No,
Oh,
no.
no.
And this is even more complicated, I think, in terms of development as well.
Yeah.
To actually get
Yeah.
the chemicals and then
Got
do
it.
it in the right way. And
I think it's called thin type. I think
yes,
thin type photography.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
it's very complicated.
Exactly.
But I mean, the results that you get are amazing. It's something
Yeah.
completely different. Completely different.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, I mean, we discussed so much information. Is there anything you wanna add, or are you good?
No, I mean, I'm loving this discussion.
Exactly.
We covered a lot of things already.
Exactly. Okay. You know what? Just give a closing remarks. Just say promote your business. Just talk to the viewers. Just say whatever, man.
Which camera?
This one.
This one. You are all here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks everyone. No, so as I said earlier, guys, don't think that film photography is complicated. It's not. It's really about how much you want to get into it, and how easy or complicated you want to make it. But you can start easily, and if you are interested, you can contact me. I'm sure Deros will give you my number, and I'll be happy to help for anything in film photography,
Yeah.
or also mirrorless lenses and stuff.
Good. So, man, thank you so
Thank you very
much, bro.
much.
My brother, man, you gave a lot of inspiration and knowledge about film cameras. And again, this is what I like about this podcast. It's not just about inspiring people, but it's also learning. Like
Yes.
I've learned a lot from this podcast, and this alone helped me explore, like, all the photography.
I'm glad
So,
that you learned some stuff.
yeah,
Today.
I've learned a lot, and man, there's so many snippets I could think that I could share online. There's so many, but anyway, I'll give you the raw file. Just do whatever you want on that raw file. And I really wish you all the best on your business. And guys, if you love films, or if you just want to support, small businesses, small companies, man, UAE Vintage Photo. Again, if you love films, it's not just films, right? You sell a lot more stuff, right? Yeah,
mirrorless lenses,
Exactly.
bags, accessories.
yeah, so just go to their website, and also go to events like Exposure.
Yep.
You're always there, right?
Yeah.
With Shaji.
We were there.
Shaji, shout out. Well, again, thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thank
the
you.
invite.